Good Morning San Antonio starts right now.
A woman is dead after she was hit by someone driving a vehicle last night. Just ahead, why that driver will not be facing any charges.
And pack your patience, especially if you are flying out of the San Antonio International Airport for Memorial Day weekend. What the airport's director is saying about how this year stacks up against the past few years.
The other big question for today is, what is the weather going to be like for the long Memorial Day weekend? Mike Ostrage is standing by quite literally to our right. We'll talk to him in just a second. Good morning, everybody. It is 4:30 on your Friday. It is May 26th.
We made it to Friday. Yay, happy Friday. And a lot of you will be having an extended weekend.
Happy Friday to you, everybody. Yes, extended weekend. Mike is here to answer that all-important question. Thanks for standing by for us.
You're very welcome. I get paid to do this. Anyway, the unofficial start of summer, as Memorial Day weekend always is, and I guess my theme is it's not going to be too summery. So we'll have, warm temperatures as you would expect, but nothing just off the charts, which is fantastic. Okay, we've got a nice start this morning, a few clouds out there, and temperatures are still slightly above normal. We haven't dropped down as much as we are going to. 73 here in town, same thing, Stinson, Pleasanton, some low 60s in parts of the hill country. The humidity is up somewhat, especially compared to yesterday. We are seeing these dew points now in the mid and upper 60s, low 70s. So that's kind of getting there, and humidity levels do drop down, usually going through their 24-hour cycle, if you will, throughout the afternoon. But yeah, there'll be enough to where you notice it. Taking off this morning, or heading out this morning, I should say, 69 degrees, mostly cloudy skies, and then a high temperature today is going to make it up to 87. Once again, the normal high is 89, so right in the ballpark of where we should be. Partly cloudy skies, some humidity out there. And then going on into the weekend, temperatures are still going to be held in check. 80 tomorrow, 86 on Sunday. We will see a couple of showers trying to develop out to the west later on Sunday, and then kind of bumped up the chance for some rain on Monday, up to a 40% chance for some scattered showers and thunderstorms. Not like everything's going to be a rain out. However, you might want to have some indoor plans just in case on Monday. All the details and see if any rain chances last beyond that coming up in just a couple of minutes. Steph, Mark.
Mike, we have new details this morning on a 75-year-old woman who was killed by a vehicle last night while crossing a south side street. San Antonio police say the incident happened around 9:15 in the 1600 block of Pleasanton Road near Bertram Avenue and Cliff Avenue. Police said the woman and a teen were crossing the street when someone in a vehicle was heading in their direction. Police say the driver didn't see the pair crossing and struck the woman in the road. First responders tried to resuscitate the woman but were unsuccessful. She died at the scene. The teen was not hurt. Authorities said the driver pulled over to help and will not face any charges as the crash was deemed an accident.
And it could be a record-breaking weekend at San Antonio International Airport. The airport is set to have its busiest Memorial Day weekend in its history. Starting yesterday and through Monday, Airport Director Jesus Saenz says they expect nearly 187,000 travelers.
In November of 2022, we actually matched 2019 numbers, but 2023 will be our first year where we really begin to see some of this rebound that we've been expecting.
So he adds, while the increased travel is great for the city, the extra people can cause problems for those who don't plan ahead.
Well, cross your fingers. Airlines are promising to avoid a repeat of the chaos of last year.
And that's when they canceled or delayed flights by the thousands. And as ABC's Andrew Dimbert reports, this holiday weekend could set the tone for how the rest of the summer goes at the airports.
This morning, the travel rush is in full swing as millions of Americans take to the roads and skies ahead of Memorial Day.
The volume of travel is increasing, and that just means, America is back and booming.
According to AAA, today is expected to be the busiest day for drivers, with more than 37 million people driving to their destination this weekend. That's a 6% increase from last year, and airports will be just as busy.
All the modes of transportation are close to 2019 or pre-pandemic numbers. The one that is actually bigger than pre-pandemic is air travel.
Airlines are being tested once again. A potential shortage of air traffic controllers could cause a repeat of last year's travel chaos. It comes on the heels of a series of close calls on runways across the country.
Shouldn't be on the runway.
The most recent incident, 2 flights were forced to abort their landings in San Francisco after a Southwest Airlines plane taxied across the wrong runway. Still, officials say they are ready for the crowds, and TSA's new rules for pre-check are expected to alleviate some of the delays on the ground.
Now teenagers who are on the same reservation with a parent can go through TSA pre-check, ages 13 through 17.
And even if you do have pre-check, travel experts warn the waits could still be long.
And don't say to yourself, well, I have pre-check or I have clear, I can push it and not get to the airport quite as early. Those lines will likely be long as well because the secret's out.
Rhiannon Alley, ABC News, New York.
Days from a deadline, President Biden and House Speaker McCarthy are narrowing in on a 2-year budget deal that could unlock a vote for lifting the nation's debt ceiling. They are racing for an agreement this weekend. As soon as June 1, Treasury says they could run short of funds to pay the bills. A federal default on the nation's debt could send the economy into chaos.
JP Morgan Chase has informed about 1,000 Republic Bank employees they will no longer have jobs. JP Morgan required most of First Republic's assets earlier this month for $10.6 billion. The takeover came after the San Francisco-based regional bank was seized by the government in the second biggest bank failure in U.S. history. JP Morgan says nearly 85% have been offered transitional or full-time roles. The bank said workers who have not been offered a role will get 60 days worth of pay and benefits.
Right now, 436, 72 degrees.
A lot of baseball action last night. Update on East Central, who advanced to the UIL Class 6A softball regional final for the first time in its program history.
Fantastic. Outside right now with TransGuide, and as we pop up that camera, let me pull up the TxDOT page on my phone. And we don't have any accidents reported right now. Roads are still pretty light traffic-wise. There's 281 at 410 right by San Antonio International Airport.
Let's also look outside with a live cam starting off nice at 72 degrees. Not too bad out there. Expecting to warm up around the 80s again, but we're going to be checking in with Mike to see what we can expect over the Memorial Day weekend. We'll be right back.
For the first time in program history, East Central has advanced to the UIL Class 6A softball regional final. They opened their 3-game series against San Benito last night in Beeville. Hornets in a jam, top of the first, bases loaded. Miro Rodriguez drives a base hit up the middle. 2 runs coming to score, part of a 3-run inning. Hornets trail 3-zip right out of the gates. They respond in the bottom of the first. Izzy Estrada sends a seeing eye single right up the middle. Kiana Lepardo scores, and the lead is cut to 2, but the Hornets get no closer. They fall 11-1 in 5 innings. Game 2 is tonight at 6 p.m. Day 1 of this year's NAIA Softball World Series in the book, and Our Lady of the Lake had the day off. Saints currently making their first World Series appearance. The team is ranked number 2 in the nation, a ranking that ensured them a bye through the first round of action. So how important is that bye for a team that's experiencing this level of play for the very first time?
I think it's really important, especially for a lot of us, or honestly all of us. We've never been there before. We've been the highest we've been is the regionals. So being able to go, take it in, have a day to relax and kind of just see what we're going to get into is really huge. And it's really exciting, honestly, to be able to have that bye.
Saints will face Marian University Indianapolis in the second round later today. The Knights defeated Midland 2-zip to advance. OLLU will take the Circle at 6 p.m. The NBA Finals are still not set. Game 5 between the Celtics and Heat was owned by Boston in the Garden last night. Boston jumped out to a 35-2 lead after 1. They cruised to a statement win, 110-97. Miami still leads the series 3-2. Game 6 tomorrow night at 7:30. Here at home, San Antonio Missions, a.k.a. the Flying Chanclas, continued their 6-game series last night against the Amarillo Sod Poodles. The game was back and forth all night, but once again, the Chanclas shooed those pesky Sod Poodles away for another night. Missions win 5-4. Thanks to what ended up being a game-winning 2-run double in the 7th. The series continues tonight.
All right, got the Sod Poodles again.
Got those Sod Poodles.
Time now, 4:42 and 72 degrees for now. Staying safe in the sun this summer. Up next, a look at the different types of sunscreen available and which ones offer the best protection.
Plus, family members caught in a rip current and dragged out to sea. Up next, how they were rescued and their warning ahead of the summer beach season.
Welcome back. It's about 4:44. A mother is now telling others about the terrifying moment that family members were caught in a rip current and dragged out to sea before being rescued. ABC's Matt Gutman has the details in today's GMA First Look.
In this morning's GMA First Look, rip current, close call.
Because it just happened so fast.
All of a sudden, for Brandon and Jessica Smith, their 3 small children and other family members, almost their entire family, swept out to sea. It was a rip current. And this morning, they're speaking out to GMA.
The 4 kids and my mom was out there. And then all of a sudden, they started to get a little too far. I looked at Brandon and I was like, they're out too far. They're getting too far. We need to start calling them in. The next thing I know, Brandon is handing me his hat and his sunglasses and going into the water to get them.
And coming up at 7 a.m., we'll tell you how the successful rescue unfolded. And then we're going into the water.
You start to exhaust yourself. And that's when it's harder to stay above water.
To show you the life-saving tips to survive a rip current. With your GMA First Look, I'm Matt Gutman, ABC News.
Spending time, summertime rather, means spending more time outside, and that means it's time to stock up on sunscreen.
12 on your sides, Marilyn Moritz shows us which ones protect the best.
Sunscreen, a pretty easy glop of prevention against skin cancer and early aging. But with so many out there, how do you choose?
We test sunscreens to see how well they protect against 2 types of the sun's rays, UVA and UVB, which cause aging, skin cancer, and sunburn.
Consumer Reports tested the SPF, or sun protection factor. That has to do with UVB rays. They tested the water resistance claims, simulated sunlight, and looked for redness. To test against UVA rays, they exposed plastic plates to UV light and measured the amount of rays absorbed. The one that worked the best had a perfect score. It's also a smart buy. Coppertone Water Babies Lotion SPF 50. But don't let the name throw you. It's not just for babies.
All of our top-rated sunscreens contain chemical active ingredients. In our tests over the years, we found that mineral sunscreens don't protect as well.
If you want a mineral or natural sunscreen, their tests found California Kids Super Sensitive Tinted Lotion SPF 30 provided acceptable protection. As important as which sunscreen is how you apply it. Most people don't use enough. 1 teaspoon for each uncovered body part is a general rule. For sprays, hold it about an inch away and spray until your skin glistens, then rub it in. For any sunscreen, apply every 2 hours and after you get out of the water. Marilyn Moritz, KSAT 12 News.
Quick look at the roads with TransSky looking over at Highway 90 at Medio Creek. That camera shot looks okay there, and looking okay at Highway 90 at Nogalitos. But Mark, you were looking at
no accidents.
Website? Oh, okay, that's good.
Yeah,
that's a good sign for Friday morning.
Steven's off, RJ's out, so we're going to tag team today on traffic.
Okay, just back, and I say this all the time whenever we're in a sunscreen story, back to Maryland's story, even on the cloudiest days, and all the experts say, wear your sunscreen, because think about it, you're not out there getting so hot, so you think,
we're
no
okay,
problem.
But then you're not.
Well, and every time you say that, and it seems like it's once a year, I tell you guys that my worst sunburn ever was on a cloudy day at South Padre Island, and I'm like, I'm fine. I could have worked for Red Lobster.
Oh, no.
Yep.
That sounds painful.
So with that in mind, cloudier skies on Monday, maybe a couple of showers here and there. Make sure if you are going to be outside.
That's the day.
Plenty of sunscreen. All right, let's start off with this picture from Mr. McClellan over there at Woodlawn Lake. And yeah, despite some of the clouds in the afternoon, still managed an awesome sunset. Indeed, sir. Thank you very much. All right, we do have some clouds hanging around here right now. And back to McClellan's picture about the clouds that rolled in here, that pesky northwesterly flow. And we've been talking about this all week long. We had those little, disturbances earlier in the week, and it kind of bit us yesterday because nothing, and that has been the problem and is always the problem with this northwesterly flow, that all of a sudden these little disturbances pop up, and right around noon we had that cluster of storms that started to move in, and they pretty much stayed right to the west of San Antonio, but did dump some pretty good rain in a couple of spots in western Bandera County, and then right there in the northeast corner of Uvalde County, a couple of inches of rain, even almost 2 inches, just about halfway between Concan and Lakey, and not much elsewhere, but hey, any rain is like pennies from heaven, so we will take that. 73 degrees right now, 63 in Comfort, 67 there at Rio Medina. Humidity is up somewhat. kind of going through that usual cycle where we get more humidity in the morning and then it does tend to trim a little bit in the afternoon. We are going to be dropping a few more degrees before it's all said and done. We'll have more sunshine mixed in with the clouds later on today. Not completely sunny skies. Going to call it partly cloudy, I guess the best way verbiage wise. 84 at noon, and we'll top off at 87 later on today. So yes, it will be a warm day, but the normal high is 89, and that's the trend to have these below normal or almost right at normal temperatures. All right, now jump ahead to Sunday. We've got a couple of showers. This is a more, I guess, aggressive computer model with the rain chances. And one thing, this is not raining everywhere. It's broad brush, as I always try to describe it. But a couple of showers are going to try and work their way into the area late Sunday. Then Monday, we will have that chance for some rain. Now, it is not going to be raining everywhere. It is not going to be raining constantly at all, but we've kind of bumped up the rain chances to 40% on Monday. And then even going into Tuesday, a chance for some rain, and still a chance of rain, albeit small, on Wednesday. So that's some great news. And again, the vast majority of the weekend is going to be rain-free. We do have that chance on Monday. So if you are out honoring those who gave their lives in the service of our country on Monday, as Memorial Day is, take an umbrella with you. And if you are out and about otherwise, I mean, today, Saturday, Sunday look fantastic. Monday, just that chance of rain. And notice those temperatures. Again, the normal high is 89 as of today.
Okay.
You see an 89 on there? Nope.
Nope, do not. Yes.
Good
and
news.
think ahead. One of our managers reminded our news team yesterday, it's not a happy Memorial Day. If you can, take a second on Monday and think about all the guys that did not come home.
And I think still on this day, and I want to try and pull up a picture of one of the greatest things we used to do when the boys were in Cub Scouts and we'd all go over to Fort Sam and put the flags.
Oh, you volunteered
yes,
there as
yes.
well.
I saw a picture from back in the day with your boys were much smaller.
But I think they still, I know they put it off during COVID, but still do that out there.
I think they do too.
They're out there already.
Today's the day.
Yeah.
A tradition we hope never ends. 4:52, 72 degrees.
The live-action version of The Little Mermaid swims into theaters this weekend. Up next, how much is expected to make, plus a major milestone for the Fast and Furious franchise.
Lottery numbers this morning: pick 3, 6, 7, 9, Fireball 0. Daily 4, 3, 0, 3, 2, Fireball 7.
Cash 5, 12, 13, 30, 32, 33. Your Texas two-step, 13, 15, 18, 19. Bonus ball, 29.
The remake of Little Mermaid arrives in theaters, plus a legendary Fleetwood Mac singer celebrates a big birthday.
For the latest what's happening in Hollywood, here's ABC's Jason Nathanson.
The live-action remake of The Little Mermaid expected to easily swim to the top of the box office in its debut this weekend. The film stars Halle Bailey in the lead role. She's African-American, and her co-star Daveed Diggs tells me it sends a strong message to young girls and boys who haven't always seen themselves represented in fairy tales.
We want them to be able to imagine themselves as anything. And so having films like this are a step towards that.
Tracking shows The Little Mermaid earning around $120 million for the holiday weekend. Disney's the parent company of ABC News.
I love you, but you are not serious people.
Also this weekend, we should know who takes over Waystar Royko. The final episode of Succession airs Sunday night. Aryan Moyed plays Stewie on the series. He's in the finale and tells me it's a mind-blowing ending to one of the best shows of all time.
To show so many truths in like how society is actually functioning by the 0.00001%, I think that just for that in itself, the show is one of the great things.
Sunday night's Succession series finale will be supersized to 88 minutes.
Bergman, you got a visitor.
Followed by the series finale of another critically acclaimed and Emmy-winning HBO series, Barry.
You might want to buckle up.
One film in theaters now helping the franchise drive past a major milestone. Thanks to Fast 10, the Fast and Furious franchise just crossed the $7 billion mark at the box office. It's the 7th highest grossing movie franchise of all time worldwide. And legendary Fleetwood Mac singer Stevie Nicks is 75 today. And that's what's happening in Hollywood. I'm Jason Nathanson, ABC News, Los Angeles.
457, 72 degrees.
San Antonio boy is recovering after being seriously hurt. Up next, why investigators are blaming the parents and what the Bexar County Sheriff is saying about the boy's injuries.
Plus, why a San Antonio city leader is asking for the state's help in shutting down a local bar.
And a quick check of the roads with TransGuide looking at over at I-35 at Walsham Road. Here's things are moving there, and also at I-35 at New Braunfels Avenue. We'll be right back.
Live from KSAT 12. Good Morning San Antonio starts right now.
Could a debt ceiling deal finally be coming together right after lawmakers have left for the long holiday weekend? I'm Lindsay Watts in Washington. Everything we know this morning.
Outside with live cam this morning, 72 degrees at the airport, which will be so busy this weekend, probably the busiest since before the pandemic began. And we'll talk more about the Memorial Day weekend forecast with Mike Osterhage. We've made it to Friday. It's May 26th.
Happy Friday. Thanks for joining us. We hope you've had a good week. And if not, a lot of you will have some time off coming up.
Absolutely. Some folks are off starting today. And then we look ahead all the way through Memorial Day on Monday. And Mike says there is a chance at a shower or storm in there somewhere.
Yeah, especially Monday. We've got that chance for some showers and even a couple of thunderstorms. Not going to be a washout, but most of the weekend. Overall, though, the nice thing is, and I've been saying that the unofficial start of summer is not going to feel too awfully summery, especially when you think of Memorial Day's past. 73 degrees right now. Bottom number, dew point it's up there. You're going to notice the humidity when you step outside. That's at 69 degrees. We're going to make it up to 87 later on today. As far as the aquifer, of course, it has been benefiting from some of this rain over the past few weeks, few months. It went down yesterday, 1/10 of a foot. And the allergens got a whole lot of mold, but that dropped down significantly from the previous day's reading. All right, we do have enough humidity out there this morning, still some that moisture in the ground to give us just a couple of hints of fog. There's nothing real thick out there, obviously, but again, keep in mind if you run into a little batch of fog and right as the sun is coming up and just after that, we may see a little bit more around the area this morning. As far as, like I said, allergens, mold is on the high side. So mostly cloudy skies this morning. Again, a slight patch of fog, temperatures close to normal, and we'll be in the upper 80s, close to normal later on today. And then going into the weekend, we'll have some clouds, upper 80s around here. And again, the Memorial Day forecast, few showers and some storms, mid 80s. So obviously the clouds are going to be holding temperatures down somewhat as we go on into Memorial Day around here. And as far as the next, again, couple of days, these numbers are all staying well below normal. That's I think the best news around here. And then little hint going into the future next week, still some rain chances hanging around here. So the trend is continuing. We'll take a look way down the road and see if that trend does continue even into June. That's coming up in just a couple of minutes. Traffic Authority, we've got one of those cars that kind of drives itself this morning, I guess, with nobody doing traffic here, but we are going to take over and just be on the lookout for something. Here's 35 there at Main. Everything is moving along very well. Maybe a few extra cars out there later on as folks are perhaps going for a 4-day weekend. 37 at Jones, no problem. Same thing, 410 at Callahan. But the three of us, two of us will be backseat drivers as one of us takes the wheel this morning throughout the morning hours.
Thank you, Mike. And this morning, a child is seriously hurt and recovering in a San Antonio hospital. Investigators blame his mom and her boyfriend. Now, 24-year-old Brandy Laurel and 25-year-old David Garcia are both in jail facing child injury charges. That is after Sheriff Javier Salazar says the little boy had injuries to his head, face, and legs.
These are no minor injuries that we're talking about. We're told that had he not had this surgery to his legs, two things. He would have been in excruciating pain, needless to say, but additionally, there may have been permanent loss of the use of his legs. That's how severe the injuries were to his little legs.
Sheriff Javier Salazar says the couple could face more charges.
The San Antonio city leader is asking for the state's help shutting down a local bar. Councilman Manny Pelaez says ongoing police service calls to Pravat Social Club on UTSA Boulevard at Vance Jackson are forcing his hand. The councilman wrote a letter to the Texas Alcoholic Beverage Commission protesting a renewal of the business's liquor license up for inspection next month. Police have responded to the facility more than 100 times in 7 months. Calls include fights and shootings. The councilman says he's not aware of the ongoing issues. He was not aware of them, rather, until a shooting a week ago that killed one and injured 3 others.
So the one way that we know we're going to deal with this is, ideally, I don't see another way but other than to have this bar shut down.
TABC says their investigation into the facility could take weeks or months. SAPD says their investigation is also ongoing. In a statement, Pravat says they are cooperating with investigators and will increase armed security.
In a unanimous decision, the Texas House Investigative Committee has issued 20 articles of impeachment against Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton. Those include bribery, conspiracy, and misappropriation of public resources. The state's top lawyer has been under FBI investigation for years over accusations that he used his office to help a donor. Now, Attorney General released a statement just a couple of hours ago, in part saying, quote, "I am doing exactly what voters elected me to do. It is a sad day for Texas as we witness the corrupt political establishment unite in this illegitimate attempt to overthrow the will of the people and disenfranchise the voters of our state," end quote. Now, only 2 officials in Texas's nearly 200-year history have been impeached. The state house could vote on impeachment as soon as today. He would then be tried in the Senate. If he is officially impeached, Paxton would be forced to leave office immediately.
Congress has left Washington for the Memorial Day weekend with time running out to raise the nation's debt ceiling.
This morning, there are indications a deal is in the works. And as ABC's Lindsay Watts reports, those lawmakers who have already left town may be booking flights back early if a deal is finally made today or over the holiday weekend.
President Biden is attempting to reassure Americans the slow-moving debt ceiling talks are headed in the right direction.
They've all agreed there will be no default. And it's time for Congress to act now. The only way to move forward is with a bipartisan agreement.
But top Republican negotiators say they're not there yet.
We have still fundamental disagreements we have to resolve.
This morning, multiple reports say that a deal is taking shape, one that would raise the debt limit for 2 years with some caps on federal spending unrelated to the military or veterans. The potential deal would also spare most domestic programs from significant cuts. Negotiators now have less than a week to cement a final deal and get a bill through Congress.
We're being held hostage, yeah.
Anxiety remains among those who would be most impacted by the projected June 1st default.
Obligations are obligations. I'm responsible for mine. The government should be responsible for theirs.
People with disabilities, seniors, and veterans would be the first to suffer if federal assistance payments are halted.
If that gets taken away, it is going to be catastrophic.
Without Social Security and SNAP, not only would we be homeless, my goodness, we wouldn't have money to buy food with.
House Speaker Kevin McCarthy has promised members 3 days to read a final debt ceiling bill, so that time needs to be factored into any agreement reached. Lawmakers seem destined to take this down to the wire. Lindsay Watts, ABC News, Washington.
Now to an Amber Alert. The San Antonio Police Department is searching for Zyla Falks. She's 2 years old, has black hair, brown eyes. The San Antonio Police Department is also searching for 9-year-old Camille Brown Sykes. She's 80 pounds, has black hair, brown eyes. Police are looking for 29-year-old Julio Najar Trevino. Brown hair in connection with their abduction. The suspect driving a gray 2008 Saturn Aura with a Texas license plate SWS 6018. Law enforcement officials believe these children to be in grave or immediate danger. If you have any information regarding this abduction, please call the San Antonio Police Department.
And time now, it's 5:08 and 72 degrees for now.
Great news for football fans. Just ahead, how you can soon get unlimited simultaneous streams at home for NFL games.
And he said he'd be right back, but the manager of a Mexican restaurant disappeared behind the kitchen door when Tim Gerber dropped by this week. Was he hiding from their failing score?
I always hated when that happened when I did BKT.
Oh, no.
Are you coming back? Silence. Outside right now, looking at Loop 410 at 509. Lots of clouds out there, plenty of humidity, but we are happy it's Friday. 512, a popular Southside Mexican restaurant, failed its health inspection last month.
And when Tim Gerber dropped in this week to find out what happened, the manager didn't serve up any answers. Instead, he disappeared behind the kitchen door.
La Tapatia, located in the 6700 block of South Flores Street, saw its previous score of 82 tumble all the way down to a 67. That's a failing score, according to Metro Health. The inspector found a long list of violations, including 6 repeats. They had to throw out food in a cold hold that was too warm. Knives stored on the knife rack had food debris on them. Workers were not washing hands when changing tasks and handling food. Those who were washing their hands were doing it in the wrong sink. Other employees were seen touching food with bare hands. In all, the inspector found 22 violations. I stopped by this week to see what they had to say. The manager on duty seemed surprised when I showed him the inspection report.
The 67, that's a failing score. I just wanted to follow up and see how you guys did on the reinspection and if you guys had made some improvements on this.
Yeah, let me see.
Okay, sure.
I think it's in the kitchen.
Okay.
The manager went behind the kitchen door, but he never returned.
So he doesn't want to talk?
We've requested a copy of the reinspection report from Metro Health. El Potosino Mexican restaurant in the 7200 block of San Pedro earned a 79 on their April inspection. Raw beef was stored above containers of veggies. The inside of the ice machine was dirty. The inspector watched a cook crack a raw egg, then handle ready-to-eat food without changing gloves. An employee's medication was stored near a reach-in cooler. Clean utensils still had food debris on them. They also needed to do a deep cleaning of the business. Seoul Asian Market in the 1000 block of Rittiman Road got an 85. An employee had to discard several food items in a cooler that was way too warm. It needs to be fixed before they can use it again. There was an accumulation of black residue in the ice machine. Kimchi bowls were damaged. Dead insects needed to be removed. Employees were reminded to wear hair restraints, and the air vents needed to be cleaned to remove dust and debris. That's what's behind the kitchen door. Tim Gerber, KSAT 12 News.
514, 72 degrees.
Google is opening up access to search labs. Up next, we're going to show you its new home for testing AI-powered search features.
And we'll tell you when Ford electric cars will be able to use Tesla's supercharger network.
When we started Blue Buffalo, we made a promise to our boy Blue that we would create the best pet food we possibly could, made with the finest natural ingredients and none of the things you find in many other pet foods. We call it the True Blue Promise, and it's our commitment to feed your pet just like we would feed Blue. It's what makes Blue Buffalo unlike other pet food companies, which have many different brands with different standards. We have one standard, the one inspired by our boy Blue for the well-being of your dog or cat. Because like you, we love them like family too.
With Allegra, allergies don't hold us back. Allegra starts working 2 times faster than Claritin. And unlike Zyrtec, it won't make us drowsy, so you can live your greatness. And Allegra Hives works from the inside to relieve itching and reduce hives for 24 hours.
Don't miss Music Tour season in Candy Crush. Rock the leaderboard for your chance to win super rare boosters. Sweet! Crush it. Play now.
In today's Tech Bites, Google's AI-powered search, the experimental trial, competes directly with Bing AI and ChatGPT. Google's search engine uses its standard input bar instead of a separate chatbot field. Results appear in a shaded section. If you want to try it, though, you can join the waiting list and you'll get an email when it's your turn. And big news for NFL fans, YouTube will allow Sunday Ticket subscribers to watch unlimited simultaneous game streams, but you have to be at home. If you're not in your house, a 2-stream limit will be in effect. YouTube TV made the move in response to customer feedback. And people who drive electric Ford vehicles will soon be able to use Tesla superchargers to power up. Ford owners will get an adapter for the Tesla equipment, including its new version 3 chargers. It takes effect next year. Those are your Tech Bites. Have a great day.
All right, welcome back. It's 5:19. You were telling me there are no accidents on the roadway?
So far, so good.
All right.
That could change, coming up here in just a little bit. But at just about 5:20, traffic looks great. We are seeing more cars on the road just in the last 15 or 20 minutes. There's a look at 410 in Paramaribo and 281 at Loop 410. Do expect more traffic for those drop-offs at San Antonio Airport. We're going to talk to Alyssa Cole out there checking on the holiday weekend travel rush coming up later in the newscast.
And I know a lot of people have been saying, if you are traveling or whatever the case may be, take your patience.
Pack it.
Pack it.
Like
and
in a
use
suitcase.
Like as a carry-on. Take it with you on board.
But again, don't just pack it, but then use it too. So is this the cutest picture in the world?
Aww.
This little fawn was just born, saw it lying in the grass, and then mom came back to get it a little bit later on, and this is their first excursion. How adorable. And mom's keeping a close watch on anybody taking a picture, but thank you so much for that KSAT Connect picture. All right, a lot of clouds hanging around here right now. Maybe that fuzz along the horizon. We do have a fair amount of humidity. Yesterday, we made it up to 85 for a high temperature. One thing to really take note of, now, again, the normal here in town is 89, and how many 90s on this map? Just 5, and it's on the extremes down there along the coastal, or excuse me, down there along the Rio Grande Valley, as you would expect, and a few down here along the coast. But otherwise, wow, fantastic temperatures, and that's pretty much going to be the call today as well. A whole bunch of 80s, near normal, actually slightly below normal temperatures. Nothing to complain about here. This is fantastic this time of year. This morning we are starting off in the low 70s. We'll drop down a couple of more notches, and then we'll have sort of a mixture of sunshine and clouds throughout the day. A lot of sunshine at times, a fair amount of clouds at times. 84 at noon, and we top off at 87 later on, as I mentioned, which is just 2 degrees below normal. So let's go jump ahead through the weekend into Sunday. Now, this is a different computer model from last half hour, and this one's not as aggressive. Notice it did not have any showers trying to develop Sunday night into Monday. And then this one just has a few more scattered ones around here. Yes, we will have a couple of showers. This one's leaning a little bit more to the west and down to the south as far as the scattered showers and a few thunderstorms. So I think you got to kind of take both. The other computer model from last half hour covered more of the area. So you got to kind of take them together, mix them together, and then sort of average it out, if you will. This model also does, though, have the chance of rain around here on Tuesday, as well as a couple of scattered showers around here on Wednesday. So we do have those rain chances coming back into the forecast once we get past the weekend. So from now through the weekend, we've got, a fair amount of clouds here and there, partly cloudy skies. Temperatures are staying at or, again, slightly below normal. And I'm going with a couple of showers developing, though, late Sunday night into Monday, and then just scattered. 40% chance, though, for scattered. I'm kind of bucking that one computer model I just showed there and going a little bit better shot at a few scattered showers and thunderstorms on Monday, and then still a few leftovers around here Tuesday, Wednesday as well. And again, temperatures stay on the cooler side of normal, and that chance of rain around here next week.
That's good for people.
That is fantastic.
Mm-hmm. We'll take it.
Thank you, Mike. 522, 72 degrees.
And up next, a new Barbie trailer drops, plus a preview of Jennifer Lawrence's No Hard Feelings.
525, Barbie gets transported to the real world in a new trailer, plus Jennifer Lawrence returns to the big screen.
Here's CNN's Douglas Hyde with the Hollywood Minute.
You can go back to your regular life, or you can know the truth about the universe. The choice is now yours.
The first one, the high heel. You have to want to know, okay? Do it again.
A brand new trailer is giving us our best look yet at Margot Robbie and Ryan Gosling in Barbie. The new footage shows the famous doll and her friend Ken transported into the real world and causing quite a stir.
Wow, this is the real world. What's going on? Why are these men looking at me?
Yeah, they're also staring at me. Barbie hits theaters July 21st.
When I was 22, I got involved with the Russian mafia.
Comedy is easy, action is hard. At least that's what comedian Bert Kreischer discovered during the filming of his new movie, The Machine.
My hat's off to Tom Cruise, who does all his own stunts. Dude, next movie, I am doing none of mine. I ripped all the tendons off my left elbow, tore my tricep, I had to get surgery when I came home. I burned my leg, I broke my finger. I was a wreck.
I'm an Uber driver and I don't have a car.
Come on up.
His parents said if I, quote, date their son, they'd give me a Buick Regal.
Jennifer Lawrence returns to the big screen next month in the R-rated comedy No Hard Feelings. In the film, J-Law is hired by a wealthy couple to date their shy son and bring him out of his shell before he goes to college. It proves to be a bigger challenge than she thought.
Oh, you're a little heavy on my legs.
You want to switch?
This is good.
In Hollywood, I'm Douglas Hyde.
Okay, 527, 72 degrees.
And with less than a week before a potential default, debt limit negotiators in Washington say they're making progress on a possible deal. How the negotiations will affect veterans as well as programs like Medicaid and SNAP.
And how about adding a new little friend to the family? We'll introduce you to this precious pet that needs to be adopted. Well, there's actually a couple of them there. That's just ahead. Same song, different verse in Washington. Lawmakers still can't agree to raise the debt limit ceiling.
Republicans are holding hostage the entire world economy unless they get what they want.
We want to make sure this is an agreement worthy of the American people.
Up next, how changing the debt ceiling would affect federal spending for the country's defense and our veterans.
And let's look out there with live cam this Friday morning. Rise and shine, 72 degrees. Some of you may be headed off to work, but some of you may be headed to a road trip.
And good morning to you. It's Friday. It is May 26th. It's just the three of us today. We've got you covered on traffic as well.
That's right. Just the three of us, right?
I thought it was just the two of us.
I know. We can
make it if we try.
We can make it if we try.
Yes,
yeah.
we do. But right now, I just checked no accidents.
That's good.
I thought you were going to continue on with making up lyrics and everything. So
no.
Take a look at what's going on outside right now. And nice start this morning. The humidity is present. You will notice it when you step outside. We do have some clouds as well. Just be on the lookout, as we've been saying the past couple of mornings, for a patch of fog. They haven't really seen anything. There are hints of it here and there. 73 degrees right now. Dew point's at 69. So that is higher than it has been the past couple of mornings. Wind is out of the east at 3 miles per hour. Temperatures all around the area really are being sort of held in check. Yes, we are a few degrees above normal right now, the normal low being 69 degrees. We will drop down a couple of more notches before it's all said and done. But, this is not really too bad. And yes, humidity is there, but it will go through its kind of usual 24-hour cycle and drop down somewhat in the afternoon. But still enough to notice it. Nothing just really to write home about as far as humidity, though. Mold is on the high side. That had dropped down significantly from the previous day's reading. We are going to make it up to 87 later on this afternoon. Partly cloudy skies and good-looking weekend forecast. We've got sort of a mixture of sunshine and clouds. Not too awfully hot, actually slightly below normal temperatures. Then we do have that chance of rain. We'll talk about that for Monday, and that's kind of been bumped up just a little bit as far as those rain chances. But all the details for the long holiday weekend coming up in just a couple of minutes. Traffic Authority, and check out some of the roads out there. We have got hardly any traffic over there. 410 at Callahan, Perrin Vital, same situation, and a couple of more stops around town. 281 there at 410. Everything's moving along very well. Probably some extra traffic maybe heading in toward the airport this morning.
But maybe less overall as folks take the long holiday weekend or maybe start to head out of town.
Yeah, so it may balance out those that aren't going to work or maybe taking the day off, because I know a lot of schools are either ending today or have already ended. So we'll still roll the bus today. But make sure you just drive carefully and, as we've been saying, take your patience and use it.
Yeah, definitely. Thanks, Mike. A local couple could face charges in 2 different counties related to injuries inflicted on one child. They already have been arrested here in Bexar County, accused of causing serious injuries to a 3-year-old boy's head, face, back, and legs. Katrina Weber is live downtown with that story. Katrina, we understand there appears to be a separate investigation taking place out of town.
That's right. According to the arrest affidavit, this couple showed up with that child at a hospital in Dimmitt County after he suffered 2 badly broken legs. Now, we caught the suspects on camera after they were arrested by the Bexar County Sheriff's Office last night. 25-year-old Justin Garcia and 24-year-old Brandy Laurel both are charged with injury to a child. According to Sheriff Salazar, Laurel is the mother of the child. The affidavit shows the couple took the boy to hospitals several times during the past month for treatment of a number of injuries. Among them were a fracture to his skull with a brain bleed, bruises on his head and face, and 2 broken legs. And the sheriff says the injuries to his legs most likely came from someone doing a wrestling move on him. Salazar says after one of the previous injuries, the couple was ordered by Child Protective Services to have only supervised visits with the toddler, but he says that they were in violation of that when they brought him to that hospital in Dimmitt County. Now, according to the sheriff, the child was brought back here to San Antonio to undergo surgery on his legs, and he says without that surgery, that toddler may never have walked again. Reporting live downtown, Katrina Weber, KSAT 12 News.
Thank you, Katrina. Taking a live look this morning at Capitol Hill, where it is 6:35 in the morning. The proverbial sand in the hourglass is getting low for debt limit discussions. Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen says the U.S. could breach its spending cap as early as next Thursday.
And although lawmakers say progress is being made, the threat of a default is inching closer. As CNN's John Lawrence reports, credit agency Fitch Ratings has placed the U.S. on rating watch because of the debt ceiling standoff.
Debt ceiling talks between White House officials and Republican negotiators may be getting closer to a deal.
We want to make sure this is an agreement worthy of the American people, and so it takes a while to make it happen, and we're working hard to make it happen.
2 sources familiar with the matter say the potential deal would raise the debt limit for 2 years and cap federal spending, with exception to defense and veterans, during that same time frame. But as of now, nothing is set in stone.
When these negotiations happen, both sides have to understand that neither side is going to get everything that they want.
According to a source close to the negotiators, one of the issues where sides are still split: work requirements for social safety net programs like Medicaid and SNAP.
We're at a sensitive phase with sensitive issues that remain. Those sensitive issues are the thorniest issues that we've been discussing.
As discussions continue, the risk of a default remains, and some economists say that could bring on a U.S. recession and a massive loss of jobs.
The Republicans are holding hostage the entire world economy unless they get what they want. It has been an outrageous display of extremist politics, and it really is unacceptable.
I'm John Lawrence reporting.
The United States Navy is overhauling how a part of its brutal SEAL training course known as Hell Week is monitored. This comes after investigation into the February 2022 death of Navy SEAL candidate Kyle Mullen. The Navy found that inadequate medical screening and uninformed medical staff contributed to his death. The investigation found he had respiratory issues during training, but that information was not passed on to the Navy's medical clinic. Now the Navy requires medical screenings for SEAL candidates every 24 hours. The training and selection course is designed to push SEAL candidates to the absolute limit and beyond, ensuring that only the most qualified and capable will finish the week. But Navy officials say there still must be a, quote, effective risk management, end quote, to prevent injuries and illnesses.
A jury has been seated in the death penalty trial of the man accused of opening fire inside a Pittsburgh synagogue. The mass shooting is the deadliest anti-Semitic attack in the nation's history. Open statements in the trial of Robert Bowers are set to begin on Tuesday, following 5 weeks of jury selection. Bowers is accused of entering the Tree of Life synagogue on October 27, 2018, and fatally shooting 11 worshipers. Now, Bowers faces 63 counts, including 22 that are punishable by death. He has entered a not guilty plea on all counts.
The U.S. population has gotten older over the past 2 decades. New Census Bureau data shows that the median age of people living in the U.S. rose from 35.2 in the year 2000 to 38.8 years old in 2020. By state, Maine had the oldest median age of just over 45 years old. Utah had the youngest median age at 31.3. Baby boomers and millennials represented the 2 largest age groups in the U.S. in 2020. Those over 65 represent nearly 17% of the American population.
Time now, it's 5:38 and 72 degrees for now.
Up next, how artificial intelligence is helping scientists defeat a common superbug that's often found in hospitals.
Plus, if you're gassing up for Memorial Day travel, up next, the gas prices are slightly up right now, but we're going to tell you why. That's good news.
And outside with live cam right now, looking back towards downtown, please take a moment this weekend and think about those who lost their lives in service to our country this Memorial Day weekend.
And welcome back. It is 5:42 in your morning consumer headlines. Scientists say artificial intelligence helped them develop a new antibiotic to fight a dangerous type of drug-resistant bacteria. This new antibiotic controlled the growth of a deadly superbug often found in hospitals and other healthcare facilities. Once they developed this new antibiotic, they found it attacked the superbug on lab mice while not killing beneficial bacteria in the gut or on the skin. Researchers said if more antibiotics were this precise, it could prevent bacteria from becoming drug resistant in the first place.
Well, that's a big deal. Well, surprise, surprise, holiday travelers who haven't filled up their tanks yet can expect to pay a bit more at the pump. Gas prices almost always tick up in the days ahead of Memorial Day, but this year things aren't too bad. According to AAA, the national average for a gallon of gas is only up 4 cents from last week. As a matter of fact, today's national average of $3.55 a gallon is 8 cents less than a month ago. Here in San Antonio, we're paying about $2.99 a gallon on average.
Time now, it's 5:43 and 72 degrees for now.
Made Society next with these two precious pets that will eventually be looking for a new home.
You got more puppy bread? Yes, Kim's here from the San Antonio Humane Society, and oh my goodness gracious, these itty bitties.
These little bitty guys. This is Aurora and Belle. They're not ready quite yet for adoption. These are little babies. They're about a month old, and they were brought to us as strays, and we need fosters, not only for them, but for any other puppies and moms that come in, specifically for the mamas and their puppies that are still with the mamas.
Now, do they have a mom, or was it just the puppies
It's
brought
just
in?
the puppies that were brought in.
Oh.
So just these little guys, but we definitely need that. And it's the summer, so hopefully we can get some people that are interested in supporting and helping and fostering little pups like this, but specifically the moms and the pups. So.
It is a lot of work. I mean, these little babies cry in the middle of the night,
yes,
and they need to be fed like that. But that takes a lot of burden off of them.
Yes, it does. It really does.
And again, you can foster for as long as you want to. They supply everything.
Yes, everything. Our foster team will meet with you, go over everything. They're available to help answer any questions, especially if you're a little unsure. Come on in, send them an email, go to our website, and they take care of everything else. So.
And word to the wise, if you have smaller children, the definition of fostering does not mean adopting.
Right.
Just get that clear with the kids.
Right, exactly.
That happened to us. Well, if you'd like more information on fostering opportunities, head on over to 4804 Fredericksburg Road, 226-7461. Thank you, dear.
Thank you.
And let's look at the roads with TransGuide. So looking over there at this shot, I-35 at Walden, we saw some fresh flashing lights. I-35 at New Braunfels, and you were saying, Mark, I-35 at Eisenhower had a stalled vehicle?
Yes, ma'am, southbound, but it's only blocking one lane. Actually, it's on the shoulder, so that's probably okay. Just
should be good.
Be advised.
All right.
All right, I've got a task for you two.
Okay.
Pop up the picture, the graphic, and you put voices to this picture, you two.
Hey.
There's a couple out for a walk.
Hey, come here often?
I can't beat that one.
Well,
That's cute.
That or they could be a married couple and say, you've got something on you. Could you please? So.
Aw.
Thank you.
I like that one as well.
You're quacking us up, Mike.
Hey. Anyway, thank you very much for the KSAT Connect picture. All right, we keep checking out the Climate Prediction Center, which goes a little bit beyond what our 7-day forecast does. And this is going in toward, beg your pardon, that should be obviously June 1st through June 5th. But the nice thing to take away from this is the fact that slightly above normal chances of rain, even in that period, what we would normally expect on a daily basis, and same period, slightly below normal, or odds of slightly below normal temperatures. And then that's the situation going into the actually the start of the second week of June, with better than 50-50 odds of seeing a little bit of precipitation around here, or what we would normally expect, and temperatures once again nothing spiking, so we've got better odds of seeing things slightly below normal. Now granted, that would still be seeing temperatures around 90 or maybe even low 90s, but nothing on the other side of that, which is good news. All right, take a look outside right now, and everything's moving along very well. Does that look like a little more traffic than what's usual at this time of the morning there?
I would say so.
Yeah, maybe a bit more. Everything's moving along very nicely, though. Temperatures this morning, we're in the low 70s right now. We'll drop down a couple of more notches before it's all said and done. And then sort of a mixture of sunshine and clouds throughout the day. 84 at noon, and we will top off at 87 later on today. Same thing we hit yesterday. Normal high, 89. I keep comparing to normal because this is just fantastic weather that we're not seeing anything just way off the charts. So here's what it looks like in the satellite picture. And of course, this doesn't go back far enough, but we had those showers and that cluster of storms that developed thanks to that pesky northwesterly flow, which you can get those little disturbances. They just pop up out of nowhere and then slide down in here. Obviously something we will continue to watch. But other than that, around the country, there is not really a heck of a lot going on other than this little disturbance up there right around the panhandle. Obviously something we'll watch just to make sure nothing pops up and tries to sneak on in here on that northwesterly flow. But obviously no computer models are picking that up as of right now. 88 tomorrow, 86 on Sunday. Mixture of sunshine and clouds, pretty much continuation of today. You know, some humidity out there, but then again, it is late May. Then we get into Monday, actually late Sunday. We'll have a couple of showers trying to scoot on into the area from the west, and kind of bumped up rain chances, 40% chance on Monday, showers and a couple of thunderstorms. Outdoor plans, just have a plan B. It is not going to be a rain out, but there'll be a couple of those downpours here and there, and could see a decent downpour. And then rain chances do continue though into Tuesday and Wednesday. So, you know, it is good news, and enjoy most of the weekend. If you got a little bit of rain on Monday, I think that's going to be okay though.
Yeah, not too bad compared to the temperatures we had last year.
Yeah, and the fact that we didn't have any rain last year, basically.
That's true. It is totally different this season for sure. Thank you, Mike. 5:52, 72 degrees.
A new video game out today and set in the Lord of the Rings Middle-earth features a very different protagonist. Up next, how you can play as one of the series' most precious characters.
Good morning, it's here. Coming up, the big Memorial Day weekend getaway is on. Now, what to expect if you're just about to hit the road or maybe flying out? What's the best and worst times to do all of that? Also this morning, the latest on the debt ceiling showdown with the default looming and what you can do to protect your money. Plus, we hear from the bank customer who stopped a robbery with, get this, a hug. Yeah, that's coming up right here on GMA.
Gnaws iron, bites steel, grinds hard stones to meal.
No elves, dwarves, or nasty little hobbitses to play as here. The Lord of the Rings Gollum casts the player in an unlikely role.
My precious.
This is a really cool idea. The Lord of the Rings Gollum is a very interesting take on this character that has been central to all kinds of tales across Tolkien's work. And it's a story that takes place between the events of The Hobbit and The Lord of the Rings.
The Dark Lord, what did you tell him?
Nothing.
Players get to experience both sides of Gollum's personality.
So we get to follow Gollum and Smeagol, because he's a character with two personalities, and we see his desire to retain and regain his precious. It's a stealth action adventure game, which fits. Gollum is a guy that likes to slink in the shadows.
Stay in the shadows.
Gollum himself is a lot more cartoony, a lot more stylized. It makes him a little bit more sympathetic. There's an innate empathy that I think Gollum kind of expects from the reader or the viewer anyway, because he's a tortured soul. He does some horrible things, but he's been through a lot, you know? And so I think it's pretty interesting that we get to control this character and kind of see the world through his eyes.
We must find help. He mustn't see us. No, not him.
Searching for my precious in Hollywood, I'm Rick Damigella.
Less than 3 minutes till 6, and a whole bunch of you just headed out the door and hit the roads. We're noticing quite a bit more traffic out there. We'll talk about that coming up as we get you an update at the top of the hour. Looking live right now at I-10 and Medical. There's I-10 at Probant. Noticing quite a bit more traffic on 410 near the airport. We know it's going to be a very busy travel day there, and a lot more traffic on 35 at Waltham. I saw some flashing lights there. We will check with TxDOT and get back with you if there is anything happening in that part of town. We'll be right back.